Feature Friday.
The freshest. Okay, so this is yet another wonderful video from
An archive.
the archives that you guys have sent us, and I love when you send videos like this because I find them so refreshing. But this is Rivermaya in 1994, literally a year before I was even born, and this is their song called Ulan.
And apparently, Bamboo has long hair here.
And apparently, yeah, that's the catch.
That's a big deal. Go on. Music Bureau.
That's loud. Yeah, look at the hair, sir.
Actually, would have never thought.
He looks the same. No, that's just so silly.
It just looks like Bamboo has long hair.
It could have been yesterday.
It looks like 2021 Bamboo has long
Had
hair.
long hair.
That's literally it. Or has a wig on.
All it is. Yeah, sir.
You know what? You know he's quite a bit old when the logo of ABC is a bit different.
Or when you have actual static from the TV.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw static on a TV that wasn't an overlay or an effect for visual? Yeah, you know.
Oh my god, that's so true. Actually, I was watching Netflix the other day, and my phone started going green.
Your phone's stupid though. It's taking a lot of damage.
It's received a lot of punishment, man. So,
so yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't mean the same thing.
yeah, it doesn't.
This song is so great though. I like this song a lot.
Whoa, look at that guitar.
Oh my god, yes!
It's a Slash.
I love this dude. Love him. I love when they say that.
He's so old school too. But he's on. Wow, he looks young as hell.
Sir with the shade. Blocking out the haters.
This was 27 years ago.
That is correct. Tell me how cool you are. That's how cool. I love this. Okay, the fashion is awesome. Love the rostras and like the feeling of what are they called? The scaffoldings. They're so cool.
All right.
I love that. That is so freaking dope. I remember watching this type of like alternative videos, like alternative rock videos in MTV when I was like 5, and they used to maintain this idea of music, but I didn't know in 1994. Of course, I was not even born, but I you know that was something that carried from the early 90s. That's actually pretty cool, isn't it? So it's kind of evolved, but it kind of maintained its aesthetic. So nice.
But it's very, yeah, it's certainly,
I wonder how old they were here.
it's only very early 90s, I mean, obviously, but that style has prevailed. I think it's late 80s, early 90s. Because I think in the late 90s it changed a bit.
Yeah.
You know,
But he maintained this sort of like rough, unfinished building work aesthetic to it.
Yeah, but here it still had some, like, what would you call it? A sense of innocence. It wasn't so dark. Like in the late 90s, it turned really dark, didn't
That's true. It was filled with angst.
Yeah, but here it doesn't.
Yeah, because in the late
It's coming
80s.
out of the hippies era.
No, because in the late 80s, you're coming out of the heavy soul, funk and soul era.
Oh, right. Yeah,
So
true.
you're coming out of
Hippies
like
is
the
what,
party.
70s, huh?
No, 60s.
60s.
Yeah, 60s, 70s, early 70s.
Oh, right.
So
my
because
theory is wrong.
late 70s is disco, and that disco kind of like evolved into the soul funk
80s.
that was the 80s, and
then-
late 80s was like pop, freaking fantastic land.
And then pop rock or alternative rock was mellower
Yeah, it was
compared to the late 90s.
angst
I want
feel.
to kill my mom and dad type of rock.
Kinda, yeah. I
Which is
totally
why
agree.
that's the memory I have of rock. That's why I'm not a rock fan.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
agree.
the memory I have of rock. Actually, because I wasn't alive yet.
Yeah,
I wasn't even in my mommy's belly yet.
you weren't even a thought.
Ah, true. Wow, that kind of hurts.
That is true, though.
That's so painful. To know that at one point, my
Nobody
existence.
even thought of me.
Whoa, that's true loneliness, right there. That is a lonely world. That's when you realize you're not as important as you think you are. Because
Drinking your own
at one point, they cared so little about you.
You didn't even exist.
No. That the premise of you wasn't even in the universe yet. That's a lonely world, dude. Why would you bring that up? That's fucking depressing.
I'm sorry to have ruined your morning.
That is fucking horrendous.
But
I was fine.
Truth.
I was fine. And now I'm not. One tear comes out.
Tickling down my face.
Yeah. Tickling down my neck. Going down to my nipple. Going.
Okay, we have a reggae feel.
Nice.
How cool is that, dude? I mean, it's just...
But you getting advice from him. You know, he's just like a judge and stuff.
I know. Yes!
Oh, very nice. It's a VHS or something.
Okay, when was the last time you rewind a VHS in your life?
I don't know how to. Because when I used to do it, I used to fuck them up and have a little paper come out of the top.
And be like, look what I can do. It's like, that's my favorite movie.
Yeah, and it turns out I messed it up. Same with cassettes.
Oh, well, yes, I
Just play with the little twirly things. Beep, beep. Ah, look. You know, it's like the reward after fucking it up. And then you play around with it around the house. Maybe put it around your, your neck as a scarf. Use it as a fishing rod, you know. The good old days. When times were simpler.
That is indeed the truth.
Yes, but entertainment was ass, really.
Well...
You had to watch TV. And every 5 minutes, you had to watch 13 ads.
Well, yeah, it was probably like 5 minutes slots of actual program and like 13 minutes of...
And you were at the mercy of whatever was on.
That
on every channel. And that fucking concept is crazy to me.
Yeah, how bizarre is that?
You couldn't search anything up, mate.
You couldn't stop. You had to hold your wee until the commercial break came in.
Oh, well, not only that, yeah. Yeah, right? That's
Yeah.
also another fucked up thing. Like,
Yeah.
There's no pause button.
If you ran out of snacks, you had to wait until the commercial break.
And then when DirecTV came with the sort of pause and rewind and stuff, that was
That
obviously
revolutionary.
groundbreaking, but it would never work.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
It wouldn't work it wouldn't work live.
No,
you
it had to be pre-recorded. Yeah,
that's stupid.
It was. Well, it was a good beginning.
Yeah, certainly.
It was a great beginning.
Yes.
But what a time
It's
to
like
be
now
alive.
I can choose what to watch.
Yeah, and now you have so many choices. You don't even know what to watch.
Madness, isn't it?
What? That's so strange.
And also for musicians, like for example, for music, now there's so many ways of making money and for
Yeah.
them to monetize, and also for labels to steal all their money. But it's like at that point, basically the main source of income was just touring.
Yeah.
To be fair, it still is. That's the main piece of the pie that actually stays in the artist's pocket.
Yep.
Just a bit of trivia for you.
They're wonderful.
But
I like that.
that's actually mad, isn't it? How fast in 27 years, 26 years, everything has changed.
It is completely
music
wild.
business.
Not even in music business, but the entertainment business overall. How freaking wild it is that he has gone from having to depend on only one source of mainstream media to create some
album sales, right, as well.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
album sales were promoted only on TV and radio because there was nothing else.
Yeah,
right?
and the label would take most of the cut anyways. But back then though, merchandise was a big deal.
Absolutely.
And that usually would go to the artist.
Yeah, and album sales and merchandise was.
No, album sales would no way they would go to the artist.
Oh no, but I'm just saying it was the main piece.
Yeah, well, that's where the label make their pie.
And that's before they go touring. And then when they release the
When they go-
albums and they go touring.
When they go touring, that's when they sell merch.
Yes.
Outside of the concert.
That's true.
You know, you get your mum, you get your dad, you get everyone, friends.
Buy
and stuff.
it!
People who.
I need that T-shirt for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna charge you to work for them. You're trying to monetize as much as you can, and in the, you know, huge bands did this at the start.
Yeah.
Because this is the only way
Yeah.
that you really get a big chunk of the pie. Because album sales and the media presentations, sometimes you didn't even get anything.
Nothing.
You know?
Yeah, most of the times the artists were there for free, and it was the companies that were taking all the cuts.
So he would be like a Bamboo, seeing that sort of change, especially in the rock scene, because I'm not very familiar with
He
the rock
would be
scene.
so interesting to talk about.
Well,
that
obviously,
whole-
I mean, but in
Yeah.
the sense of imagine getting advice from him, because he's like a judge and stuff, right?
And
That-
yeah, that's true.
a valuable asset to have on your team, that guy. Go on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything he has to say is valuable.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, the
good
drummer
mono
was totally drowned out by the haze. You cannot see his face at all. He's an illusion. He's a vision.
Mysterio.
Literally. Yes, 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 yes.
Jesus, the quality of the audio.
But that's how we used to listen to music on TV. Don't you think?
No way. No, dude.
I think it was pretty close. How cool is that, dude?
Jesus.
Ah, the coolness.
It's more like a throwback experience, right? Than an
Yes.
auditor experience. It's definitely better quality, but we obviously didn't have surround sound back then.
Oh yeah. Stereo.
It was stereo then. You know, we're talking the 90s, not
Yeah.
not the 60s.
Oh yeah.
But that's also. Oh, nice. Maybe we can hear that. It's also like
Yeah, it's heavily saturated on the sound.
that's why I just lower it down.
Yeah, but they're living the best lives. PV amps. PV amps for the guitars are so cool. Yes, yes.
That also used to be such a
Da.
popular setup, 2 keyboards.
Oh yeah.
No longer is.
Because you can do the same amount of work with so much less now. This is so fun to watch.
Just feels like I'm back in Venezuela watching.
TV,
Is it H1?
VH1.
VH1.
That is so fun. That is freaking coolness, man.
He looks so young as well. Like.
Yeah, I wonder how old they were here.
I do.
Sorry.
I do want to say, like, I wonder if anyone watching right now had the chance to watch that when it came out.
On TV when it
Yeah.
was happening.
And what was, because one of the things as well is like, you know, not one of the questions I always have is like how the music industries have evolved all around the globe, right? Because it, you know, every country has its own specific industry. So I wonder, like, what was the biggest change in, like, for example, the Filipino industry? Obviously, I'd imagine like streams and but it seems there, like, you know, it seems like same in America, like TV is a huge deal still, you know. In the Philippines, it seems TV is a ginormous deal. Like in you know, for another one, it's like in South Korea, TV is still a huge deal, you know, and especially national TV, not even cable TV, just the government channels and stuff like that are ginormous.
Yeah, it's just the national channel.
National channels, right? So that seems to prevail. You know, my question is always how long will that last? You know, because like for here,
And how will they adapt?
yeah, because here in the UK it's the same. You know, it's like you still have BBC and it's still the biggest, as maybe not as big as it's ever been, definitely not, but it's still huge. You know, and like for example, if you get an interview
Still
there,
mainstream media.
ginormous. Well, it is mainstream media. Like YouTube is not mainstream media, or like anything else. Twitter is not mainstream media, and yeah, BBC is on it, and all these guys are still on it. But it's like it's still TV and still newspapers. So it's like I don't know when I've read a newspaper in my
Yeah,
life.
I don't know either.
Like in the last 10 years.
I don't think so. I think I've always read it. Yeah,
you know,
on my phone online.
News is always being here, so that's usually a that's a huge change.
Yeah, but a lot of people do still read the news, the paperbacks. Here
Definitely
still.
different demographic though.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
So probably like
By custom, I think it's a custom more than. Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
So I do wonder what, like, you know, we've spoken to a few people that have been involved in the industry since then, like 2000s, or like my MySpace days, you know, so the beginning of social media. So that's usually the thing that they said is like, no, it's like a completely different game now to what it was in the past, but the kind of the same rules are in play.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different players.
I agree, and I think maybe the same core rules are the same, but maybe they have been adjusted and modified, but the principle kind of remains the same.
Anyways.
Yeah, but how interesting.
Yeah, interesting video to check out. I do hope you guys enjoyed it.
I know the sound was a little saturated, but it was a fun visual to experiment.
I enjoyed talking about it. Let us know what you thought about it, and also what other videos you'd like us to check out next.